It's Friday. We had some good pre-market trades. Got well into profits and stuff. Yesterday was really good. We had a good climb out of the after they did the announcement about the virus in China. So that's pretty much the driving news right now for this market is this virus because now it went to a global emergency. Okay, so a lot of things being affected, airlines, and a lot of conglomerates coming out of China. Okay, a lot of tourism is affected with China. But if you're in a different sector, then that's totally fine. Okay, we are going to trade the 512. Like I said, we had some good pre-market trades, so I'm not too anxious about getting any profits. It's just Friday, well ahead of the quota for this week. So I'm going to try and take things slow for everybody so that we can kind of follow along. Um, so right now, if we're looking at the 512, if you got everything up already, we already had an entry call out there with the four signals. Somewhere around the 78 price level. Okay, so we are well into profit. So right now, what I'm looking at is we got a triple bottom support forming at 74.75. Okay, so I'm looking at how close we are to the moving average. So we already established support. Right now, I'm thinking, okay, it's a four bottom support. We may either break through or we're going to reverse. Okay, so if I'm going to reverse, I'm going to put my order right on the moving average. So I'm going to go 75.5 long. Okay, and I'm going to wait for the price to fill me before I can go before I can take that order. Okay, and then I'm going on the other side and I'm going to put it one right below the four bottom support. Okay, which would probably be about 74.5 short. Okay, that's how I'm going to look at this thing. Okay, no, I'm not going to move it. Okay, there, the 75.5 had triggered. Okay, and now you can go ahead and take your profit. Okay, so I got four ticks out of that. Okay, you guys can see that. Now you guys should be well into profits and you guys should be cleared off the board at this point. So I'm going to go back to the chart. I'm going to look again. Okay, we are at support again. And if those of you who had the S1, S2 levels, it's already plot your numbers at 74.75. So are we going to break down from it? Well, we see. So let's put a short order at 74.50. Okay, 74.5 limit order short. Okay, if we break that support level, that S1, S2 support level. Okay. Now, if you look at your MACD, it's already pointing upwards, meaning we're going back to the zero line, and our VWAP is at 80.4. Okay. So if we're going to go upwards, we have the magenta line right there. I'm going to do a breakout over the magenta at 78 long. Okay. I'm going to cancel out the short order because we are far off from the support. Okay. I'm going to move that short order up. Okay. Right below that moving average. If we hit that moving average, okay, that's where I'm going to put my orders. There it is. That moving average was at 75.25 entry, and then you would have got your ticks on that. Okay. So guys, I'm not actually trading right now, so I'm not going to have any journal today because I'm pretty much done. Okay, but I'm just gonna walk you guys through to what I look at and what I see, which is pretty good because I'm not gonna be focusing on trying to write down my stuff. I'm just gonna look at charts and see where I'll be trading at. Okay, so right now, if we look at the chart, we have established a new support level at 73.75. Okay, so there's the breakout. Okay, at 73.50 short. Okay, so now we're dropping. Okay, now we don't have. If you zoom out now, okay, if you zoom out, our next support level that we want to hit to is probably about 60 or 70. Okay, so we got a big level two at 70. So I'm gonna put an order in right now at 71.5 short. Okay, and there it is. It triggered 71.5 short, and I can play this thing down and take my profit anytime I want. I'm looking for a target at 70 because that's my big level two number. Okay. So anywhere up until this point is all profit. Okay. So we want to go down and hit that 70 level. Now you got to keep watching that candles now, because if those
Stop
candles start
filled.
to form
Order filled.
support, then we're done. Okay. Now, as you can see, we already surpassed the level 2 order at 70. Okay. Now you look at your MACD and you look at your RSI, already almost starting to go upwards on the MACD. See the road? So now we look for a reversal. I'll do a reversal at 70.5. Okay. That'll just confirm is if you really do, there it
Stop
is.
filled. Order
70.5 would
filled.
trigger, and then you would be into your you would have your bracket profited right there. Okay, at 70.5. Okay. So remember, if you put your limit order in, um, you should be able to get filled right away if you're waiting in queue, depending on how much contracts you're doing. Okay. So now if you look at the chart, okay, now you say to yourself, yo, is this a possible flag pattern? Okay. If not, then we're going to continue to go up. But if it is a flag pattern, you look at your support. Okay, your S1 is at 69.25. Your flag pattern entry would be below that, which is at 69. Okay, which is at the moving average. So 69 would be your limit order to go short. That's a flag pattern. Okay. Um, you probably would have got one take out of that. Now you got to keep watch with this thing. Okay. And now at this point, I'm flipping over to the 1 minute just to check out the temperature on a 1 minute. Okay, so if I look at the 1 minute, I am right at support all the way from 1:30 this morning, 70-ish level. Okay, so that's one big heavy support, because at 1:30 this morning, Hawaii time, that thing did a dynamic shift and it totally went upwards from that. So that'll be a strong support level right at that 70 level. Okay, so if you look at your 1 minute chart, we are right hovering right around that 70 level. Okay. Um Again, if we're gonna break down below, I'm gonna take this thing down um below those that support breakout, which we just did right now. Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, so we broke that 70 level. Okay, so if we do continue to go short, I'm gonna go break down below that S1, which is that 67.75, 67.50 short. Okay,
Stop filled. Order filled.
if you look at the chart, we already pulled the support. If we break that level, we're gonna take an entry to go down. Okay, okay, right there, 67.5 short has triggered, and you're already into profits right now. So you would have take your profit if you had your bracket. Okay, now we're gonna look for another order. Everything is flipping over. You see your moving average at 67.50. Now we can put an order at there,
Stop
67.5
filled.
long, or to be safe, we can
Order
go
filled.
68 long. Okay, so if you look at it right now, either one had triggered, so you'd be taking profits at that point. Okay, 67.5 and 68. Okay, now if you look at your 512, we are headed upwards towards the magenta line. So we can put an order right above the magenta line at 70 long if it's going to break above that. Okay. If it doesn't break above that, okay, we can put a short order in right at the moving average, 68.5 short. Okay, and there it is, 68.5 short head triggered, and you would have got at least one tick out of that. Okay. One or two ticks out of that 68.5. Okay, so that magenta line, those dots, is pretty much like a strong resistance level. Okay, and it didn't break it. Okay, so if you didn't break that line, then that means we're gonna go short. Okay, which we did at the 67.5. Okay, so now let's look at the price action where we're at right now. We're at around 68. So what's gonna happen? Okay, look at your RSI, look at your road. The road is coming back to the zero line. Okay, that tells me we may do a dynamic shift and start going back up towards the VWAP, which is at 79.24 right now, 79.25. Let me go replot that. Okay. Okay, so our support S1 is right there at about 67. Okay, we got big level 2 at 67. Okay, if not, we can do the moving average long, 68.5 long to go up. Okay, and then we can do the 67 short if we drop down below the support. Okay,
Stop
because we got
filled.
big level 2s down there.
Order
67
filled.
short had triggered. You would cancel out that long order up there by the moving average. You would get your profit out of that 67 short. So now we sit back and we look for a new entry. Okay, so we already established our S1, S2 our supports at 67. Okay, so is it going to break upwards or is it going to continue down? Okay, well, if it does go up, we're going to do a 68 long, which is right on the moving average. Okay,
Stop filled.
and there it is.
Order
68
filled.
long had triggered. You would have got 1 or 2 ticks out of that. Okay, from that 68 long. Okay, so now we should be cleared off the board. Okay, so now we're gonna look for another order. Okay, so right now I have the 50 EMA and I have that magenta right there. So we can break above the magenta at 70. Okay, the magenta line. Okay, so right now we're looking at a cup and
Stop
handle
filled.
entry, and there it is.
Order
70
filled.
had triggered. Okay, and then we can be into our profits right now. We're in for like a point right now. Okay, 4 ticks. Okay, so now we're gonna disregard the support and resistance level way down there at 67. Okay, um, yeah, the 67 level because we are well above that. Okay, look at your MACD. Remember, we crossed over the zero line, so we totally in a dynamic shift now. Okay, so we go from here. Now we're gonna play the moving average. Again, we're gonna play this breakouts. We already have a resistance level at 72.50. Okay, so we're gonna do a breakout 73 long. Now look at where these red candles are pulling a support at 8 at 71. Okay. Okay, break that. Look for the science. We broke that. Okay, now that we broke the science support, we're gonna bring back the 67 into play. Okay, so let's do this breakout at 68 short. Okay. Now we can play those reversal bubbles at 69 as soon as it popped up. Okay. See how it came back to it? That
Stop
69 would have
filled.
triggered, and you would have got at least 1 or 2 ticks out of that. That green 3269 bubble. Okay, when it pulled back down, you could have got into that order and you would have got ticks on there as well. Okay, so now we
Order
can play
filled.
the moving average to go up. So we could put a 71 long, or if we break down the support, those of you who have this R4 and R3 levels is at 68.5. Okay, we can do that at 68 short.
Stop filled.
68.5 would be our
Order
past
filled.
resistance. So we can go 68 short. 68 short triggered. Okay, and you would have got your profits out of that 68 short. Now we cleared off the board. Okay, I'm gonna look for an order at 69.5, right above the moving average if we do go up. My other signals tell us we're gonna go down. So we have a triple bottom support right there at 67.50. Okay, so I'm gonna put a short order at 67.25. And I'm gonna put a long order right there at 69. Okay, 32.68. You can take that reversal bubble right there, that reversal bubble
Order
order,
Stop filled.
and there's a short at 67.25. You would have got triggered, and you would have got your tick. At 67.25 is your reversal. Okay, so go ahead and put an order right there at 67.50. If that 67.25 was a reversal, 67.50 could be your entry long.
Stop filled.
And there it is. It triggered, and you would have got your 1 or 2 takes out of
Order
that.
filled.
67.50. Okay. So those reversal bubble prices and those scalp prices is going to pop up. Okay. That's the algorithm that it gave you the price. Now, if it does pull back and you can get in on that price, that'll be excellent. But if it pulls back and you can get in at least one or two ticks right around the price, that's even better, because if everything weighs your way, right, you can get those ticks in. Okay, so right now we should be already in quota. Okay, because everything that I called has already fulfilled two or four ticks. Okay, so we look at where we're at right now. Okay, so if you look at where the candles are right now, if you look back at 436 where we had that long magenta line, that is the side resistance level that I want to break out, which is around 70 or 69.50. I'm sorry, 69.50. Okay, that'll be my breakout level to the upside. Now, if I wanted to break down below, I'm going to need to pass 66.75. Okay, so I'll put an order at 66.5 short with a target at 65.75, because that's your big level two. And you got a big level two at 65. Okay, so 66.5 short. Let's see if we can hit that. That's breaking out the S1, S2 levels. Okay,
Stop filled.
remember now the market is going to fluctuate, so you cannot be scared
Stop
when it
filled.
fluctuates like that. Okay, you got to watch the volatility and watch how big the pullbacks are to determine your stop, or whether you want to wait and see um, where you want to enter at. Okay, so right now we're looking at that 66.5 that has triggered. Okay, 66.5 got you into the market. Now,
Stop
if you
filled.
had you one tick, you would have got filled. Okay, we got that big level two at 65.75. Okay, but you should already have been in profit at this point. Okay,
Stop
so that
filled.
was a winning trade. So now that has cleared off the board, we can continue to do short at 66. Okay, 66 had triggered. Okay, the 66 short right on the moving average has triggered. We want to look for a target at 65, because that's a big level two target. Okay, so that 66 right now would have got you four ticks. Okay, which is our level two target at 65, and it continues to drop. See that? Now look down below, we got a bigger target at 62.75. Okay, so if you're out of that trade right now, we can look at the moving average and take an order at 64.5. Okay, we can do a 64.5 short. That would be a flag pattern entry looking at the charts. Okay,
Stop filled.
and here we go. 64.5 had triggered. Now, even if you had your one tick bracket, yeah, you would have got filled on that 64.5. Okay, because we are going short. It's a flag pattern entry at 64.5. Okay, um, we still get that big
Order
level two at
filled.
62.75. Okay, so that 64.5 you would have got well into profits right now if you look where we're at. Okay, we continue to drop. Okay, although my brain told me I should be trading, my plan tells me not to. Okay, but I'm good. I'm already good. So okay, there we at that 62.75 level two area. So um that's the one, guys. We would be well into profits from that entry that we had earlier. Now I'm gonna look for a reversal. Okay, because now we climbed above the moving average, so we look for a reversal. 64 long. Oh yeah, well, that 64 long would have been triggered and you would have gotten profit. If you missed that, you see that R1 level that's posted up there at 65. Well, let's go 65.25 long. Okay, that would be a breakout over the 65
Stop
resistance
filled.
level. And then
Order
65.25 just
filled.
triggered. You would have taken your one or two ticks profit. Now we have the magenta as a strong resistance. That we can break out of the magenta at 66 or 66.25 to go long. Look where we're at on the MACD. We are headed back to the zero line. Okay.
Stop filled. Order
Okay,
filled.
the 66 would have triggered. You would have got one tick out of that. Now we look for the reversal of the moving average if it does reverse. Did you see the RSI how it dipped down? Okay, the moving average would be at 65. You would have got 65 entries short. Okay, the 65 entries short would have got you a couple ticks. Now we're gonna go back in and look for that 66.25 again, which is above that other resistance level. Okay, because now that we crossed the zero line, we're gonna see if we're gonna continue the zero line. Okay, if not, you see how that MACD, the road is already flipping back down below. We may go back short. We got a big level two at 62.75. So right now we can do a 64.5 short, 64.50 short. Do a limit order. If you're on Trade of 8, you're gonna right click your order in. Okay.
Stop
Make sure
filled.
you do a sell stop on your bracket. Okay, we're gonna look for that 64.5 short. Okay. We are right on the zero line of the MACD, so that tells me we might be consolidating around this level for a little bit.
Order filled.
So we can go 64.5 short, 66 long. Remember that last one above the previous magenta? Okay, 64.5 had triggered, and you would have got your one or two ticks out of that. Okay. Now, if you establish some profit at this point, you could hold your open up your bracket, okay, and take a short order, looking for the target at 62.75 or 63, tick below. Okay. Now what I'm looking at is this is the moving average. I can take an order at 65.5, which is right there. 65.5 triggered, you would have got your profits on there. Okay. So now we look at the MACD. We are crossing over the zero line. Are we gonna go long? At this point, if we continue to go long over up until the VWAP, which is way up there at 77, okay, I'm gonna go look back at the previous resistance levels to see if we're gonna break those levels. Okay. If not, see where we're at. We're right back to where we started. Okay. Now um that big level two order was triggered. Remember at 62.75? Okay. So those level twos have been hitting it. Okay. So now we continue to go short. Okay. So now we don't have anything to work off of as far as like previous resistance, previous support, and all that stuff. So we're gonna just watch our signals right at this point. Okay. So we're gonna look. We got a big level two at 60, so we can take that 61 short if it does drop down. If not, I'm looking at the moving average for a reversal. So I'm going to 62, 62 long. There it is. That moving average, you want to go long right on the green. So that was a 62 long. You would have got a tick out of that. Now we look if this is going to establish a flag pattern. So a flag pattern entry would be at 60.75. Okay. Or 61. Either one. Okay.
Stop
But look where
filled.
your candle is at. Your candle is above the moving average. So we may be going long at this point. Okay. But now your moving average is
Stop
shifting
filled.
down. So this could possibly be a flag pattern entry. Okay, 61 short.
Stop filled.
Okay, we're hovering around there. We just need a few more sellers to come in there. It's
Order
61 had
filled.
triggered, and you would have got in your profit at this point. Okay, you got big level two at 60, big level two at 59.25. Okay, so you would have got in profits at this point. 61, one or two ticks, and your level two is at 60, so you would have got taken out just shy of that. Okay. So those are all winning trades. At this point, right now, so far, what I'm looking at is like well over almost 30 ticks. So this is all winners, guys. Okay. I'm going to continue to play it around the moving average right now. Okay. So we can take a 60 short with the big target at 59.25. Okay. 60 short had triggered. You would have got your one tick out of that. Okay. Now you see how that scalp bubble popped up 62.5? Remember that
Order
number.
rejected.
Because if it does go below that, you can put an entry long reversal at 67 at 62.5. Now it's at 67. See how that reversal came in at 62.5? On that last pullback, you would have got your entry
Stop
in at
filled.
maybe 67.5
Order
or
filled.
61. You would have been well into profit. Okay, now we look at 63 long, breakout above that magenta line or the 50 EMA. Okay, and like you did right there, it didn't break the magenta line. So what happens? If you put your order in at 63 to go long and it didn't fill that mean, that means we're going to reverse to go short. So we play the short again. Okay, at 30 ticks right now, you guys will be looking at around 1,500 bucks for contracts. Okay, 1,500 bucks, less than 30 minutes, not too bad. Okay, if you're doing 8 contracts, you're probably looking at a little over 3 grand right now profits, which is really really good. Okay, you got to put it into context now. I love how you guys change your guys mindset and say like, oh wow, only 100 or 200 bucks, is that it? Pretty good. Okay, I just did I kind of refreshed. I had a refresher course, not course, but I kind of had a refresher myself because I went to teach at Kamehameha, teach investing in stocks at Kamehameha, and I have another one today up there. So um, by doing that, I just went over some stuff in my head, and I just kind of some old stuff just popped up. So it kind of just refreshed me on some stuff that I sort of kind of miss, but not really. Okay, so that tells me that if you go back and refresh all your notes or refresh, you back test the signals and look at stuff, you're gonna come across some stuff that you totally overlooked. Like, oh wow, totally forgot about that. Just like how I did today. So it was kind of refreshing for me to go up there and teach the kids about stocks and investing. Okay, showed them my portfolio. Um, and matter of fact, I went up there and for four sessions that I had 4 sessions. I traded live in every one of them. So after I did my whole presentation, I went and I traded live, and the kids got to see firsthand um how I was trading, and I had several teachers and parents in the workshops as well. So it was really good. It was really good. Got me to remind myself about some stuff that what I was doing. Okay, so which is why I like doing this today because I'm not trading. I can focus on the signals and calling out for you guys on what I'm looking at. Okay, because normally if I'm trading, I'm totally in a different zone because I'm writing down my journals and stuff. But it's cool. I'm not gonna post any journal today because I'm not trading. I did some pre-market trades, but I'm good. So right now, if I look at this chart, I'm gonna see what I'm looking at. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna reestablish my VWAP, which is at 75.96. So we well below that. Um, we have an overhead resistance up there. If you see that R4 at 66.25 ish, okay, that's an overhead. So that would be a target I'm going to hit for. Okay, 66.25. So right now I'm looking at the moving average. I'm going to take an order at 64.5 long. Okay, if we do go on a reversal, I'll just look where we're at right now. Okay, and I'll probably take a 63 short. Oh, there it is, 63 short. The 63 short would have got triggered. You would have got profit on that. Okay, so now I look at where we're at right now on the candles. We got 3 red candles and we got a green candle pop up. Our RSI is pointing upwards and our road is coming thin. Okay, but if I look at the candle chart, what's popping up? Possible small cup and handle with an entry at 64.25. Okay, see that cup and handle 64.25, and that has triggered. So that 64.25 would have got you some tick profits right now. Okay, if you miss that, look at the moving average. Let's take the long moving average at 65. Okay. If we continue to go up, we got a level 2 at 66.
Stop field.
Okay, your 65 had triggered. Okay, that thing went up and fulfilled one tick. Okay, it did do a pullback. There, you
Order
got one
filled.
tick, two ticks on that 65. Three. Okay, we hit just below that 66 level 2 area. So now go ahead and look for the reversal. Okay, if we're up there at 65.50, 65.75ish, hey, grab a reversal at 65 short. Put a limit order in at 65 short. Okay, right now we hit that 66 level. Now, remember what I told you about R that R4 level way back there at 66? Guess where we're at? We surpassed that. So where are we headed to right now, guys? We're in uncharted territories right now. We may be headed towards the VWAP. Okay, we're well above the zero line. So we're probably going to head ourselves back to the VWAP. But if you look back over there several minutes ago, that cup and handle
Stop field.
was an awesome entry. Okay, so let's look at it again. We got two red candles established right now. Okay, are we going to do a flag pattern, or are we going to form a cup and handle? Regardless of what it is, our entry is going to be at 67.25 or 67. Okay, if it's a flag pattern or if it's a cup and handle, 67 or 67.25.
Stop field.
Okay, if we do go short, 66 short. Boom, 66 short, triggered. There's your ticks. Okay, you cancel all your upside orders. Okay, guys, so we at 30 minutes, 5 o'clock. That's it, guys. That's exactly how I look at the market, and I day trade, and I scalp, or whatever you may be. Okay, I kind of glanced at everything, as far as the movement of the MACD, the road, the RSI, and I also look at where we're at as far as support and resistance, or previous support and resistance level. Okay, do that, and you can definitely get your 4 ticks daily. Okay, I'll even put a guaranteed stamp on it. If you can recognize the support and resistance and put your order in, we got support and resistance on magenta and cyan lines, the scalp bubbles. See, the signals that I gave you guys is not just a one-off signal. That thing gives you 5 different ways to execute a trade. You got your breakouts, you got your S1, 2, 3, 4 levels, you got the moving averages, you got the heavy support resistance with the magenta and cyan lines, you got the scalp bubbles, and you got the reversal bubbles. Okay, so it's pretty easy to establish those if you can get those. Okay, so look where we're at again on the MACD. We're below the zero line. We're going to go short. Where we're going to go short, look at your previous support and resistance level. Those are target levels. Okay, so right now we are at a target level, our S1, which is established at 456. If it doesn't break that level, we're going to reverse and bounce right back up. Pretty simple. Okay, let's go ahead and keep studying that. Overlook it through the weekend if you want. It is Super Bowl weekend. I'm not going to guarantee I'll make it on Monday. Depends how much. Um, I probably will. It's not even my team, so I don't really care. But I'm gonna watch it. Okay, but I was thinking if I was gonna be hungover, but I don't think I am. Um, I'll probably see you guys on Monday then. Okay. If anything, back tests, look for it, study the charts, interact. If you guys still want to work on demand this weekend, you can. Chat room is always open 24/7. Um, I'm going to be headed up to the school this morning, so I won't be interacting much, but I'll be looking at it. If you guys got some pertinent questions, put it on. I can answer it. But other than that, you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys on Monday.